Check, check. One, two, three. Check, check. Hello. Audio good? Video good? Let me know in the comments below. This is where you go. Oh no, wrong. Wrong stream. Sorry, sorry, sorry. Welcome to Keeping It Shrimple, episode number 52. Happy Wednesday, hump day. Yep, 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 yep. All right. Yeah, I know. I'm a goofball. Good to be here. Hello, Crown Tail. Hola. Joseph Stanley, I love shrimp. X Genetics, Legacy Radio. Good evening. Good evening, Frank Basanta. Shooter's Range. Johnny B, hello. Check one, two. Monster Gal, Lori. Already throwing the links down. Thank you very much, Lori. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Hello. Hello, Dennis. You're finally going to get your stuff sometime this week. It was mailed out, so you should get your sticker soon. Scotty, you should get your shrimp in the next couple of days. I need to send you the tracking info. Craig Donaher, hello. Matt, did I see Matt in here? There you are. Hello. What's up? Lady Rorschach, hello. Bunny Viper. Good evening, good evening. I'll let everybody funnel in. I know some of you may have been watching Kyle. I know he's giving away goodies again. I seen it for just a wee bit before I jumped on here. Hi, Dee Dee. Uh-oh, guess who hit 700? Congrats, man. I finally hit 775. Woohoo! Yeah, over the past couple days, a couple of subs been rolling in, so that's kind of cool. I appreciate it. If anybody's new, if it's your first stream with me, hello. Good to see you. Sometimes we learn, sometimes we don't. You know, it all depends. Yay! Yeah, I know Kyle's over there trying to get to 5,000. I should do a run to 1,000, run to 1K or whatever. I love shrimp. What's up, Peplin? Everybody's rolling in. Dee Dee, I sent you almost everything. So you're going to get another shipment from me later on, but I wanted to make sure I got you at least the red pandas. Only 4 shadow pandas because there's 2 that are hiding from me. And I waited as long as I could before I was just like, screw it, I'm going to send you 4, and then I'll send you some more shrimp and blue jellies in the next shipment. Sorry about that. Darn things, they were hiding. But that kind of also leads into big changes, huge decisions, and next steps for me, little old Papa Shrimp. And I figured we could all talk about it and see what we think we should do, or mainly what should I do? What should I do, man? Life sometimes is such a roller coaster ride, and especially for me. So I gotta, I gotta do things the right way. I gotta put it all into perspective and kind of, once again, just change gears and do it a little bit differently because, like they say, definition of insanity is doing things the same way, expecting different results. So I'm going to change things up a little bit. And I want to do more with the channel so that way, I don't know, just more information, more knowledge, more sharing of the passion, really. As many people as I can get addicted into the hobby, then woohoo! I love it. Hey, what's up, Greg's? Planet Plants, Planet Tanks, Planet Plants, duh. Nano, what's up? Beta Aquatics, hello. Let's see, who else did I miss? Aw. Lots of love, lots of love. That's a good thing. Ooh, speaking of lots of love,
I love shrimp. Who else loves shrimp? I love shrimp. Who else loves shrimp?
So that's what, hey, that's a good topic to start with. So I want to change that up a little bit. I kind of want to, I've had that same I love shrimp little thing for quite a while now, and want to change it up. Kind of just, it's episode 52, so that means it's been over a year of doing Keeping It Shrimple. And I think it was last March, probably around then, February, maybe even sooner, when I started doing the I Love Shrimp thing. It was before Aquashella in Orlando, however you say it, in Florida. So, yeah, kind of want to change that up a little bit, do something different, make it a little bit more fun, maybe longer. I don't know. Who knows? Throw some ideas out there. Throw them at me. We can all come up with it together. But so, what was really cool was when I was doing when I went to the post office to deliver all the packages. There was nobody in there because I wait till Tuesday. I learned my lesson last time, and not going to do Mondays at the post office. It's just there's no need. So I went to the post office and I was delivering the stuff, and she was like, "Oh, live fish and Papa Shrimp," and I was like, "Yeah, that's me." And I was wearing my Papa Shrimp button-up shirt, and she was like, "I love shrimp," and I just big old smile on my face because I love hearing that. And I know she doesn't know that I love shrimp and what it means, but I explained it to her kind of. She just got a big chuckle out of it. So that was kind of cool. Long story short, I guess. Or short story long. Let's see. What are we talking about? Who tried? Uh, oh, you must have been trying to win some goodies with Kyle. All the goodies he's giving away. If you notice again, I always do product placement with my shrimp envy food. It's only natural. And this is what I've been feeding my shrimp, Complete Envy. I've had it since Aquashella Dallas, and it's lasted me a pretty good while. Of course, I don't overfeed. Well, depending on how many shrimp you have, but I don't feed too crazy. I feed what they eat, and they usually eat it also. I guess I'm feeding the right amounts. Daniel Velez, what's up? There. Hey, what's up, Rob? Speaking of, seems computer is going to get dumped. I know, I saw that. The mini shrimp sticks. Like I said, I popped in for a little bit and then I got on here. Oh, hello, virtual hugs. Everybody's saying hello. Hashtag Poseidon Pets. Kyle rocks. I love it. I love that there's a shrimp stream and then another shrimp stream that we get to take up 2 hours of your life talking shrimps and shrimp stuff. And then later on, there's more shrimp and shrimp stuff. So that's cool. Love it. Even my fish love those shrimp stick foods. The fish love the shrimp envy complete too. The plecos and any of the guppies, they go after it. Even the clown killifish go after it too. So, man, okay, we got 38 people in here. I guess we can kind of jump in. You were driving. Oh, Casual Aquatics, what's up? What shaking bacon? Everybody's popping in now. I guess Kyle's done, huh? Hey, Glassbox. Nate the Shrimp Nut. What's up? Hashtag Poseidon Pens, Pimpin' Shrimp. Hello. Yes, please hit the like button, the thumbs up, drop in comments, all that fun stuff. All of that helps me, as I'm trying to get to 1,000. It'll never happen, it feels like, but I know it will. It's all good. Who cares? We're having fun anyways. But so big changes, huge decisions, next steps. What does all of that mean? Well, it it kind of hit me like a ton of bricks on Monday. Okay. I went to my storage to get some stuff that I needed from the storage. And when I opened it up, it just, the realization that really everything that I have in storage, 80% of the stuff there in storage is racks, aquariums, pumps, substrates, more racks, hoods, lights, matin filters, more aquariums. And then the rest of the stuff in my storage is whatever I've managed to keep from the fire recovery process. So it's mostly aquarium stuff. And I find myself going, this is like a recurring situation with me, having all of these aquariums and no place to put them, no place to operate out of, at least not in the context in which I would like to. Had a pretty good run last year up until I had to move, and that was disappointing tearing down that fish room. But this here, no matter what any of us think right now, it's all temporary. Again, it's temporary. And I have a bunch of stuff I need to set up, and I have a bunch of stuff I want to do, and blah, blah, bitty, blah, bitty. So I love, and don't get me wrong, I love everything about this hobby, keeping shrimp, keeping aquariums, breeding fish, breeding shrimp, growing mosses, and propagating plants, and everything nerdy about aquarium keeping. I even want to get into saltwater tanks, which is something I never thought I'd really do, but I think I want to try and do a little bit of both. But I love doing this, and it'll never change for me. It will never, ever change. The one thing that has to change is continuing to try to, I don't know, business, business. That's not why I do this. I don't do this to make money. I don't do this to have a business. Although the possibilities of having a business from the hobby are real for a lot of people. Just, it doesn't seem like that's really the way I want to go. I had more fun 2 episodes ago doing the giveaway, and past couple of days catching the shrimp, bagging them, putting them in boxes, and shipping them out. That to me was more rewarding than going and bagging a bunch of stuff and putting it in boxes and shipping it for business purposes. Does that make any sense? Hey, Michelle got hers today. Awesome. That's so awesome. Good. I'm glad you got them so fast. I think Poetic Song said she was supposed to get hers today also, that she was tracking on them. But that's awesome. I'm glad you got them. Um, but yeah, I had so much fun, and if catching and shipping makes you happy, feel free to send me some anytime. Well, that's kind of what I'm trying to say, is that I'm going to try to do this differently. As much as, yes, like I said, I would love to be making money and have a business and do all of that fun stuff, but I have to find a different way to build a life for myself because there's really not enough money in it. And business has been really, really, really stupid slow with Jadron Aquatics. So I haven't even really been up there doing any packaging for orders in 3 weeks, almost a month, almost since the expo. I think that weekend after was the last time I've been there as far as doing orders. So I got to do something. But this isn't going to change. Like I said, I love shrimp. I love what I do, and I do what I love, and I'm headstrong on that. If I could, I'd find a job in the industry. But again, I don't. Never do I want that to be. I don't want what I do to be about money. If that makes any sense, I'd rather breed shrimp and fish and give them away and share my passion versus sharing business knowledge and insight based on breeding for profit and et cetera, et cetera. If that makes any sense at all. Running an aquarium business is very challenging and will definitely cause extra stress. Yes, and I've seen it. I mean, I have been basically all in on the aspects of trying to be more business oriented in my approach to the hobby for the past, well, 3 years. Okay. And I don't know, I've seen what it can do as far as removing the fun, removing the passion, or making it just a job. And that's kind of one of those things to where it's if you do what you love and you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. But at the same time, it doesn't put food on the table. And it puts you in situations where you're always temporarily setting stuff up. So, how do we fix that? Because I know other people that are chiming in. Yeah, it's the same feeling of growing a good garden just to share all the veggies and make people happy. You know what I mean? Yes, exactly. Do what makes you happy. Period. On the other aspect, I've been there and done that before as a musician and doing everything that I did in the music world as far as I took a hobby and we tried to make a business out of it while having an awesome, awesome good time. Don't get me wrong. um, you know, the halo over my head for my grandchildren watching this years from now, but we had fun. You only live once. We did some things, we've seen some stuff, we experienced some adventures. So it's one of those things that I've been there as far as doing that. But at that time, I also had other ways of putting food on the table, paying my bills, taking care of my kids, you know, everything. It's one of those things that how do I how do I keep on doing this and have fun, but at the same time put myself in a position because I ain't got much time left, folks. I mean, to be honest, and whatever I have left, I want to make sure I enjoy it. But I also need to be realistic about the value of the time that I do have and where I put that focus. I value my time. So finding that, I don't know, the job or position or whatever it may be, to where they value my time just as much, to where I can still make money to put food on the table and build a life for myself and do this. That's perfect world, right? How do we get there? I can't figure it out, so I'm just going to keep on having fun. I do what I love as an educator and loving my fish keeping and orchids. Not jobs, but joy. Shut up, Eduardo. I can't imagine sending out 20 bags on shipping day. Well, see, that's the other thing is that, like, when I'd go into the shop and I'd get the stack of orders, and then I'd go through those orders. Over time, I learned how to put those orders in a way that I knew made everything the easiest for me. So that way, it wasn't that much, it wasn't that hard. When you are not set up to do that, then it does make it hard because you got to chase fish, you got to catch shrimp, you got to move stuff around, it messes up the tank, blah, blah, blah. But if you're in that environment already, you set yourself up so that way it's not that hard. It's pretty efficient. And actually, I enjoyed it. But that's just me. I enjoy being in the aquariums. I enjoy cleaning tanks. I enjoy doing resets. I enjoy taking a tank apart and putting it back together and refilling it with water. And I love resetting tanks. I love everything about aquarium. So I just don't think that trying to do it like breeding for profit style, especially in this capacity. I mean, let's be realistic. I keep on trying, trying, trying. And for whatever reason, I can't get there. So I got to do it in a different way and still share the passion and share all these little discoveries that I make in doing this. I want to share, so that way everybody has as much fun or tries to have as much fun as I do. Also, I can sell that, just can't make a living off of it. The pleasures of denial. Oh no. Right? I know. I don't know how he does it. All in these little perfectly placed bags with these little bitty fish. Everything's also, I mean, I have a pretty good system and I got it down pretty good there at Jadron's, especially at the end. I loved it when people ordered two pairs because I could put two females in one bag, two males in another bag, and then put those two bags inside a big bag. So that way, if they ordered three sets of strains, I could have six bags with female, female, male, male, female, female, male, male. That worked out perfect, fit in the box perfectly. That was kind of cool, you know. But I didn't do individual fish unless I needed to. We had too many orders, too many orders. Man, thank you very much. I don't know a whole lot, but I think the collective knowledge with everybody else that watches too. I know if I say something, somebody's going to correct me, or tell me, hey, I don't think so, man. That's not keeping it shrimple. So the collective knowledge is really, especially lately. That's why I love doing this and doing the streams because it's so much fun, and I think we all learn, and I always love learning. Okay, see you, Mandy. Yes, I'm the one bagging the tiny fish. He does an awesome job. I remember when Motor City bought 20 CPDs. I think it was 20 CP. I don't know if he bought them or traded. Yeah, I think y'all traded. And You sent the 20 CPDs all individually bagged. He did a box on opening on that one. That was pretty cool. And I was sitting there thinking, man, there's no way I could do that with as many orders as we had at the time. And at the time we were doing 20 plus orders of, usually 6 pairs of guppies at minimum. So yeah, it was a lot of stuff. I had a totally different system. Everything that has been good for my fin den has come from collective sharing from this wonderful fish fam. Yes. And you know what was really, really cool? I said it in the last stream is that I got an email from Frank Basanta. Um, and he was just, the way he used his words really made me feel awesome. And especially when he said, as a member of the hashtag I love shrimp family, which really at the same time seeing Rob and Cherie do the special with hashtag I love shrimp, and then just everybody, I love shrimp. It's so much fun. That's what I want to be about more than, I'm building a business. I'm going to be the next, whatever, blobbity, blobbity. No, I'm the I love shrimp guy. And I want to share that. Does that make sense? Hey, everyone, still in lurk mode, but comforting blanket hello to all. Be back in a bit. Cool deal. Thanks for joining us, anyways. So, what's been going on? A lot of really cool stuff that, like I said, has kind of put this in perspective. I tried to do that job thing, and it wasn't so much the job, it's just the conditions and seeing the way people work and being, directly pretty much in the face of big box retail again. No. Aw, that's awesome. I blast that hashtag everywhere now. I love shrimp. It's so fun. um, but yeah, it's that whole big box retail. I had my fill. I did. That's what I was doing beforehand in a different kind of environment. In the other one, I was in charge of fixing all the equipment inside the store, like the lifts, cherry pickers, blind cutters, saws, pipe threaders, um, pallets, pallet jacks, even shopping carts, gates, the product ladders, um, any piece of small industrial equipment inside the stores. That's what we fixed. And this one was building like grills and bikes and merchandising for the big box retail stores. Not really doing troubleshooting and repair, but just assembly. Put stuff together so that way they can put it out in the yard and then people buy the grills already built. So, eh, working out in the sun and the rain and traveling and being on the road for pretty much being a 12, 13-hour day only for 7.5 hours of pay. Not for me. I'm not going to do that. I value my time more than that. So I got to find something else. Still need to make a Shrimple tutorial for glass partitions. Only thing is, I have 2 different dimensions of 10-gallon Petco tanks. At one time, when I was buying 10-gallon tanks, they were all coming in the same size. There was a moment last year, maybe it was due to COVID stuff, where I bought a bunch of 10-gallon tanks and they were different heights. That was weird because then when I try to put them all together, I'm like, oh, now I got some that are short and some that are tall. So I got to put the tall ones in the outside so the light's not being stuck into the ones that are tall in the middle. Why? Why do we have that kind of a problem? Shouldn't happen. But what can you do? You make the best of it. The lower, wider one is perfect for the partitions. Oh, wow. Mine are different too. The height different drives me crazy. Right? There shouldn't be any difference from tank to tank. They should all have standardized dimensions, except for we know that the cubes and all that, that's a different story. But standard, regular 10-gallon aquariums that we've had for eons should all be the same freaking size. Period. End of story. Discussion's over. Yeah. Hi, everyone. Lots going on. I'll see you guys soon. All right. Be good. Be safe. Much love. Come back soon. I could see that. I never really checked to see if the lower ones were wider or the same. Hi, Glitch. I never checked that out. But, okay, so we've been talking about this partition stuff, whether I use box filters and or now under gravel filters. Um, hey, what's going on, Grant? Good to see you. I love shrimp. Grant's got a lot of shrimp to love. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Must have been a metric tank, right? The metric stuff. Liters. How many liters are a gallon? How many of you go through that calculation? How come it's not in gallons? You got to figure out liters. Um, but okay, so I do all this crazy stuff, and I just stumbled on one today. I don't know how, I don't know why, but I'm sitting here with this little nano tank. I showed you last week that I have the box filter with substrate in it and a little filter pad on the top, and that's what I'm using as filtration. So I'm just sitting here thinking, staring at my aquarium, watching the fish and the shrimp, and I decided to do something a little bit crazier. And well, here, let me just show you. You're gonna laugh at me, and I don't blame you. But this is the kind of crazy stuff I do. Here, hold on. Let me see if I can do this the right way. I'm going to hit stop so I don't make everybody dizzy. Yes, I'm still here. Don't mind all the noise. If you hear a loud thud, I apologize. Oh, jeez. So, I guess it needs some light as well. All righty, here we go. Let's see if I can do this without making everybody seasick. So, here's the tank. There's the box filter. Right now, because I just did this like maybe 2 hours ago, I didn't have time to make it perfect. But here's the box filter. But look how I have it plumbed. And I was able to fit a large breeding box in the back that is being fed by that filter into the breeder box, which I think is about a gallon and a half of water in the breeder boxes. And you can see I have a filter pad right there. Right now, I'm not letting it filter. I'm just letting it sit there and letting the water free flow through. But I figured I'd give it a little bit of a shot to see what this will do as far as, I don't know, just thinking out of the box. Out of the box filter thinking and out of the breeder box. I could use that breeder box if I wanted to as somewhat of an external filtration system. But I just like that it added more volume to a small nano tank, which is really stable. It's doing really well, but also adding like just more water volume to the whole system. Kind of like expanding my tank and using my box filter as filtration, right, feeding right into the breeder box. So, what do you think about that? Now I'll set this back up. Give me your thoughts. Throw in some. How'd you connect that? Actually, the outlet tube is the same diameter as the tubing that comes on the fluval breeding box. So that's why I said it kind of just, I was staring at it, looking at it, going, I was staring at it and I noticed that, hey, I wonder if I just slipped it in there, if it'll fit. And it did. The O ring was a little bit tight, so I had to spin it a little bit to make sure that the O ring didn't pinch or slide up out of the little O ring groove. And once I got it in there, then I just put the top of the filter tube into the breeder box. So it worked. And like I said, I just did it earlier this evening because I was doing a water change on this 10-gallon over here that I have, the German Black Rams. So I was doing a complete water change because I just can't do bare bottom tanks. I suck at it. No matter what, I suck at bare bottom tanks. Can't do it. So I put some substrate and some sand and redid that tank, and the German Rams are happy in their new tank. And I also switched the heater out so I could do a test run on the Higer submersible digital readout oval automatic shut off heater. I thought about doing breeder box like that for a few. Shrimp try to get across. They will. I know, Matt. I know. I can't. But where the airline fit, the airline, because it's a box filter that has the little bitty small tube that works on the box filter, it was already connected. So all I had to do was put the tube of the breeder box into the outlet of the filter box, and now it's feeding from the filter box into the breeder box. So, is it worth a crap? Who knows? Will it do anything? Who knows? But that's the kind of stuff that I do and that I try. And sometimes I get really lucky, man. Sometimes I do. I think this whole under gravel filter thing is, I mean, just, and it makes me think that why did I ever change from that anyway? That's what I always used. That's when I had my best success, was using under gravel filter plates. And then I decided I wanted to try all this other fancy canisters and sponges and all this other stuff. And here I am back to what I was using 20 years ago. I mean, truth. Yeah, even more than, it was 20 years ago when I was using that. Yeah. You should never do bare bottom tanks. Aw. I try. Later, vibes. Could shrimp be pulled in through the tube going to the breeder box? In this case, no. Okay. I put stuff away and then you can't find it anymore. Okay. So look, this tube here is what comes on the fluval breeder box. and then it has the bottom attachment that you attach the air hose to, and it goes through these little vents. Can shrimp get through these little vents? Probably when they're first born. So if you have that issue, what I've done before in the past is just take one of those Zis filter pads that still has the hole without punching the hole out. You just take that little filter pad and you put it in there, and you put this back on there, and you should be okay without any shrimp getting sucked up in there. Or just use a little piece of filter pad. You can cut it in a circle and you can put it in there to keep shrimp from going in there. I've done that before. I've actually done that when I was trying to make sure the seed shrimp that were in the aquarium didn't get into the breeder box. So, Crystal Blacks, awesome. Yeah, I mean, I'm getting better at it. Like I said, if you can avoid it, don't move your shrimp. They like stable conditions. They'll thrive in stable conditions. That's going to be your best bet. But I've had to move shrimp and I've had to move stuff around several times for various different reasons. So I've gotten better at it, I think. The main thing is, like I said, I like to take something out of the tank that they were in originally with them into the new tank. That seems to help me the most. Or maybe it's just a mental thing and I'm getting really lucky every time. That seems to help. Kind of like taking a sponge from a cycle tank and putting it in a new tank. That's the concept that I use. The mosses, the driftwoods. That's why I love Sawasser. I love mosses that have a lot of surface area, because that's a lot of surface area for biofilm that I can bring into the new tank. Just let them go for a ride. Yeah, and why not? You could do that too. I've done it both ways, because you will find that no matter what you do to shrimp fry proof your filtration system, they're going to get through somehow, some way. I found shrimp in the back of a Matten filter that I was like, how the heck did that shrimp ever get back there in the first place? But it was back there for about 6 months. And it did fine. Sometimes, like in the fluval tanks, if you periodically, when you do your water changes, look back there, look down at the bottom, use a flashlight, whatever you have to do to look down there. You might find a couple shrimp back there. Just catch them and bring them back out to the front. Ah, thank you, Crown Tail. Good idea with the Zis filter pad. Yeah, I've done that before. I've even, just the other day, I was draining water from one of these little containers up here. Has blue neos in it, and there's a buku amount of shrimplets, a buku amount. And even though it's just an air hose, I couldn't find an air stone. Lots of times I'll use an air stone as a pre-filter, so that way I can drain water out without any worries of any shrimp getting into the system. I like the Zis air stones because they're adjustable and they have a weight to help hold it in whatever you're draining the water from. But I had a Zis filter pad, the hole that comes out of it, the little donut hole. I took that and put it inside of the air tube and used that as a pre-filter to make sure that no shrimplet could get stuck in there. It's a slow drip, but it did the job. So, like I said, I do all kinds of things like that to try to get past. And some of it, I don't even think about it being something that I should share, or that maybe somebody might go, hey, that's a pretty good idea. I'll do that because they have it available to them. So I don't even think about it sometimes. But that's kind of where I'm trying to get at, is that I think I need to find ways to do it without making it such a big ordeal. I don't want to have to make a video over something that I think is just a little quick tip. But I think if I incorporated stuff like that into some of the videos, that might be a good idea. Just like they do on the cooking channels, when this is how you do this, and a quick tip on how you prepare the spices or the compound butter or whatever. And they do it as a quick tip thing and then get back to the main focus. So those are the kinds of things that are going through my head because I got to find something different in the way. I'm like I said, it's not about me selling a bunch of shrimp. That's not it. It's just I want to share the passion and my nerdiness with some of the goofy ideas that I come up with. When I started fish keeping, I used undergravel filter, didn't do water changes. Exactly. The shrimp behind Matin filter was thug shrimp. It was a Galaxy Fishbone. I used the Airstone since you told me about that. It works. I mean, yeah, it's not very fast, but you can always set up multiple lines and do it a little faster. I think we overthink it too. Trust me, that's something that I've learned. And that's why I adopted the keeping it shrimple mentality because I myself realized when I overspent on and overthinking filtration. And that was a big eye opener to see aquariums with no filtration, no lighting, no water changes, and fish, shrimp, and plants were doing well and breeding. So that blew my mind and made me rethink things. I just run two lines so it doesn't take as long in the 40. Hey, there you go. Quick tip. Missed them days. Oh, wait. I didn't mean to do that. Craig's, I say keep your filters full of bacteria, even if you use them, and keep your water clean. I am super surprised that Jerry actually thinks, kiss my grits.
I love shrimp. Who else loves shrimp? I love shrimp. Who else loves shrimp?
Thanks, Eduardo. Love you much, man. You know, I wonder, I didn't pay attention at the post office, but I wonder if they were probably not because the lady was Hispanic, but I wonder if she had to type in all of your name. I was just going to put Eduardo. Yep, there you go. Use pantyhose over the siphon. When I had my Python system, I used one of those, and I have it here somewhere, one of the stainless steel um, pre filters. Those were the perfect ones. I put it at the end of my Python hose and just hang it on the edge of the aquarium, and I had no worries. My first fish tank was a 10-gallon with about 20 fish in it, plastic plants and gravel, and an old school under gravel filter. Did 100% water change every month and washed everything, including the gravel. That's old school stuff, man. That's why I'm saying that's what's got me back into it. With I guess I'm showing my age, but back when I was a kid, that's how you got aquariums. The startup kits came with the box filter. They didn't come with the hang on the back. I love shrimp. You put mesh guard. There's all kinds of different ways to do that. There really is. Even soap or bleach, got to keep it all spotless. you're, Rob, you're saying you're old like father time. Hey man, that's why I say it worked. The When I had my prettiest aquarium with crystal clear water, shrimp breeding, and anubias, and the plants like that flowering and growing into the rocks and the driftwood, and I mean, it was beautiful. it was under gravel filter system. Of course, I did have one side with air and the other side with the hang on back filter plumbed to it. So I kind of cheated, but that's the way I used under gravel filters. And I couldn't ever recapture that. That's why I went off on this craze about filtration and plants, and I couldn't get that right. And then I went down the path of shrimp, and that's what led to being here. And I'm finding full circle that because of the way my mind works, that I take this Asian under gravel filtration system and basically, why not use an under gravel filter plate? It's old school technology. You know, it's easy enough. And I'm pretty impressed so far. Start Right was the only chemical I knew about back in the day. Yeah, back in the day, we put goldfish in bowls, or you won them at the carnival when you landed a ping pong ball in the little bowl, and everybody go home with a goldfish bag. Hey, Alberto, what's up? I bought a 6 pair pack of ladies' nylon socks. Use them on Python. Yeah, there is so many uses. I, I guess the pantyhose that no longer have legs. You used to do reverse flow. That's interesting. Yeah, they do work great. That's why I'm saying it's. I mean, and I'm not trying to take because certain filtration methods are really good. I've used some canister filters that I spent a lot of money on that worked okay. Have ones that were cheap that worked awesome. Um, I have over or hang on the back filters that work really well. My favorite are the latest from Fluval. Those are really nice. I like them. But overall, power boats on the lift tubes of the undergravel. Yes, I've done that too, where I put power heads on them instead of just air, or so that way it kept everything in the water. But again, in the end, I'm trying to reduce. Once you start getting multiple tanks, when you have one tank, that's one thing. But when you have multiple tanks, you start realizing how many plugs you don't want to tie up. So a rack of 3 or 4 aquariums that you could put one light on, which is one plug, and one pump, that's awesome versus having to need a light and a pump and a power filter and extra plugs for 2 power filters, and then you see what I'm saying, so on and so forth. So I think that's what starts changing it and evolving the way you do a setup. You know, just like I'd love to not have this Whisper 100. Sorry, it's not very whisper. It's got a totally different diaphragm system than the small ones, so it makes a lot of noise. And I've tried to fix it. I took it apart, was going to do some magic. Nope. Underwater and box filtration are best, but commercial celly took over hobby. Yeah, and that's what kind of made me think about it, though, is seeing the partitions in shrimp tanks using undergravel filters, using substrate versus media. Now, some of them did have the little media, um, ceramic rings and stuff like that, and then substrate with mesh and blah, 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 blah. But then it started getting more simplified to where it's just substrate without the ceramic rings. And then I started thinking, well, I want to find a display box or something already made because that's the simple way or shrimple way to do it. And then I was like, well, why not just use box filters? So, yeah. And now hooking a box filter up to a breeder box, like I said, is it going to work? Is it going to do anything? Who knows? But if increasing volume in a tank, kind of like having an external sump system, if that helps, then why not adding a whole almost gallon and a half in a large breeder box to a 4 gallon tank, I think it might prove to help out and kind of do some good. Let me see. Let me catch up. Jigglypuff. Hey, Lefty. What's going on, man? I started fertilizing my tanks with Thrive S. Sometimes, and I use the same stuff, Thrive S. But I don't like to. I don't like to do too much because anything that's not already just natural, I don't really dig on. But if it's going to help some of my mosses grow, I might put a squirt in here or there every once in a while. Usually, because I'm using nutrient rich substrate, the mosses and plants do just fine without the fertilization. When you run out of plugs, just yeah, just daisy chain power strips. Yeah, okay. You're speaking to never mind. House fire. House fire here. Let's see. When you get a chance, can you watch my fish bones video and tell me if I have both sexes? Okay, I'll try. I'll do my best. I'm colorblind, you know. Put them. All right. I know. Trust me. I've been there, done that. Go watch my earlier videos, the house fire update. Yeah. Hi, Victoria. You'll tune in next time? Okay. Don't forget. Just trying to catch up before we run out of time. Oh, yes. Yes. That's old school. The box filters, the inside ones. We used to all get them. They had little steps on the outside of the little compartments, and then it came with the you come in a box. Actually, you'd buy the charcoal in a box that you'd have to pour in there and wash out, and you'd get the big fluffy fiber pad pillow thing and tear off some and stick it in there, and you get hairs everywhere, and then you put the lid on and put the air line through it, and then you'd have a box filter. That's what I got when I was a kid. What's up, teas, hobbies, and things? You have an enveloping video to do. Ooh, interesting. Oh, okay. Sure, you won't. Everybody misses every once in a while. Sorry about the notification thing. I probably didn't since I posted it so late. Maybe. I have a bad habit of posting it too late. Let's see. Bunny Viper. Oh, okay. You're getting mine coming. I sent it this week, Bunny. I fill it 90% with media, then polyfill on top. Well, that's why I like the filter pad that I use. That it comes for something else. I think a canister filter or something from Fluval, but it's got a coarse side and a fine side, and it's only about a 1/4 inch thick. So I cut that out to fit the sponge box, and after I put the substrate on top, then I put that filter pad with the fine side on the top, so that way no little shrimpies get sucked into the vents because they could fit inside the vents. Possibly they could probably fit inside the sides if they really, really wanted to go. So, you know, but that works. That's what I use on that. Moss on the lid. Hey, that's a good idea too. Give them something to hang on to so they don't get sucked into the little vents. Can you use lava rocks for shrimp? Yes, you can. I don't. I stopped using lava rocks when I realized my guppies were getting torn up. And that's because I'd like to use the lava rocks for decoration, not just. I use the lava rocks more now to put them in a bag and put them underneath to make little hills and valleys in a aquascape. But I won't use them exposed because I don't like the fish that get all cut up when they're trying to eat food off of there or whatever, because they happen to be pretty sharp, and for tiny fish, it's kind of sharp, and I don't want them to cut themselves, go hide, and then die, and then ammonia spike, and then my shrimp die too. So I don't use it much, but you can. There's nothing wrong with it. I just don't. It makes it too complicated for me. I'm very shrimple minded. Yes, they do. I know they do. But, like I said, I've tried all kinds of different things, and there's some things that I just won't use anymore, or only sparingly. I'll use it sometimes. We love shrimp. Awesome. Yeah, it's about that time. I know everybody's going to go. Um, I'm half and half. I've used fluval substrate that I let dry out, but I'd rather not let it dry out if I didn't have to. So yeah, it should be fine. If you keep it in a bucket with an air stone, it'll be fine. Cool deal. Well, thank you, everybody. I appreciate you hanging out with me. It's been awesome. If you have any comments, if you're watching the replay, like I said, um, send me some ideas. But I think I'm going to change kind of the focus, and definitely, um, I'm not going to do any shipping in November and December. I tried to start doing that last year, and if any of you remember, it was just pretty much a catastrophe because of the holidays, because of the weather, because of many different things, and because of my rookiness in shipping. And I'm just not going to ship it when it's cold and over the holidays. Just no, unless it's overnight. But even then, we have to be really careful. So we'll see. I might get involved with Vivi. We'll see how that goes. Maybe I might take advantage of the overnight shipping. But for right now, I'm just gonna tap the brakes on all of that. So yes, you do. I was wondering. I was going to mention it because you're the only one that didn't send me your email. So I need your shipping info so I can send you your shrimp. Everybody else they're all shipped and on the way. Much love. I love you. Thank you very much. We'll see you again next week. Peace out. I love shrimp.